I think, yeah, importantly, Ford gave the rural conservative voter who's been unhappy with the events at Queen's Park and who's running Queen's Park for the last number of years, a comfortable place. And when you take that and you add what he brings to the equation, and look, we had him on this show back when he was still in the leadership contest, and I remember looking at the mayoralty results from 2014 when he finished second to John Tory, and it was clear that they were at Etobicoke and Scarborough and parts of North York where Doug Ford has a certain amount of appeal. Granted, maybe in University Rosedale, in Trinity Spadina, or Spadina Fort York, St. Paul's, maybe not the same appeal. However, no leader wins every riding ever except for Frank McKenna that one time in New Brunswick. But other than that, I think that the appeal was good. The message was simple. I'm doing a write-up for our clients. Whereas, you know, the NDP's gambit, if you will, if you look at the NDP platform and you look at the Liberal budget of 2018, they're very similar. Certain eligibility criteria change, but pharmacare is there, child care is there, mental health is there, hospital funding is there. Where they differ is, look, I'll pay for these drugs, I'll pay for these drugs, I'll pay for people under 25, I'll pay for everybody. So their gambit seemed to me to be, if you like all of this stuff, but you're sick of them, you can vote for us and you'll still get the stuff, but get rid of them. And there was a while there, I mean, I think halfway during the campaign where the NDP really caught fire, but the PC's got a little over 40% of the vote last night. So I'm wondering if that's a reflection that the public at election time is not necessarily looking for the nitty-gritty details of policy, but maybe bought into the tone. When Doug Ford says, I'll stop wasting money. You know, the party with the taxpayers' money is over. Although some of our healthcare clients are wondering if their invitation to that party maybe got lost in the mail because things have been pretty tight in that space lately. Do you think it's a case that Ford and his people just figured out we don't need to get into all of the 87-page costed, itemized platform? If we tell people how we will go about it with some detail, I mean, 10 cents a liter off of gasoline.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty specific, but it's easy to understand. I don't need to read a backgrounder on it. It's just, okay, that's what he'll do, as opposed to the other parties, which maybe got a little too in the weeds in terms of policies and how they would govern. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that you're right, and I think what we saw, where they had leeway to take that approach, in my view, is there was enough out there already that suggested, certainly from the provincial auditor, that the numbers as presented by the government were not necessarily what's actually going on with the fiscal situation in Ontario. Mm-hmm. Meaning, many said that they said that there was a $6 billion hole in the government's plan. And we had early on in the election, the NDP put out their platform, and there was a $1.5 billion problem in their math. So it was really, I feel, only the media that were looking for that fully costed platform as a way to try to pin down Mr. Ford. They seem to dwell on it a fair bit, and I think that the electorate was not there because I think they bought the idea that every party, when they take over government, has to go in and see what's really going on with the books. Mm-hmm. And to be too specific is probably foolish. So if you lay out what your priorities are, and as you said, give a sense of how you intend to get there, I think that that's enough for people, regardless of political stripe. I don't think it has to be down to the penny, because you'd be basing that on probably a false set of assumptions.